football. A challenge of one player's ability, courage, and skill. For a team, it's a measurement of endurance and pride. In the state of Michigan, the ultimate reward for success is playing Thanksgiving weekend. The Michigan High School football finals are next on Fox Sports Net.
Every kid wants the chance to dream of becoming a high school football state champion. For teenagers in the state of Michigan, that quest lies here at the Pontiac Silverdome. Catholic Central makes their way in to defend their Division I state title for a third straight season. And they do it against an old nemesis named the Eagles of Utica Eisenhower. It comes your way next on Fox Sports Net. Hi, everybody. Alongside my partner, Rob Rubick, my name is Matt Shepard. This is where champions are born, but it is also a place where rivalries take flight, and we have that, don't we?
Absolutely. Go back to the 2001 state championship when Utica Eisenhower took on Catholic Central, came up on the short end. We're going to look here. Joe DiGiorgio is going to hook up with Lance Long a couple times for some big pass plays, getting down the field, Shep. And this almost set Ike up for their first state championship. But it wasn't going to happen. It was not meant to happen because the biggest catch of the day came from Ryan Robleski, a little 2-yard touchdown pass, which sealed the victory for CC.
Heck of a ball game, wasn't it? I remember doing that game.
Very
a lot of emotion. Yeah, a lot of hard hitting going on. Tom Mack and Bob Lancey get the job done. These are guys who are veterans in the coaching profession. They have a lot of fun doing it.
Well, they have a lot of fun doing it. The utmost respect for each other. Coach Mack, you look at that career record. This is a guy that started coaching in 1976. You talk about his offense, you talk about his defense, everything he does, you say, well, we've been doing it since 76. And on the other side, Bob Lancey also. Boy, you really like to see this guy get a chance, and he has a chance, but see him finish it. Get a state championship. Tom Mack's been there, but if you're going to get it, why not knock out the best? And Bob Lancey has a chance to do that today facing Tom Mack.
Well, the Shamrocks have been the best the last 2 years. If they want to make it 3 straight for the first time in school history, they will rely heavily on Derek Brooks.
Absolutely. Derek Brooks, the running back for CC, a two-way starter, plays in the secondary, but where he's most valuable is on the offensive side of the football, almost 1,500 yards rushing. Tom Mack says the best back in the state of Michigan. Some might argue that, but Mack believes that. Nick Skeltis on the other side, excellent receiving yards, over 500 yards, Shep, but maybe the best linebacker Eisenhower has. A couple of two-way players, which hope that transforms their team into winners today.
Well, Skeltis was the winner as Conference Player of the Year this season for Ike. Brooks is considered maybe the best athlete on the football field in CC history. The clash for the second time in 3 years for bragging rights at the Dome comes your way between CC and Ike, and it's next on Fox Sports Net. Stick around.
The MHSAA football finals on Fox Sports Net are brought to you by Wallside Windows, most preferred, most referred. Bell Tire, nobody comes close, nobody's closer. And by Gardner White Furniture, we're known by the money you keep.
Well, this is the one many have waited for all season long, all weekend long for sure. The Eagles of Utica Eisenhower against the Shamrocks of Catholic Central. The big boys butting heads here on the biggest stage in high school football in the state of Michigan. Welcome back to the Pontiac Silverdome alongside my partner Rob Rubick. My name is Matt Shepard. Catholic Central has won back-to-back titles before. They did it in 97 and 98. They did it in 2001 and 2002, and they're hoping for the first time ever to win 3 straight and do it for a second time in the history of the program against Bob Lancey's Eagles.
If you're going to do that, you need to have a game plan, Shep. You got to know what you want to accomplish here this afternoon. And each of these teams has prepared hard this week. And you look at CC, their idea is to control the football and make the red light green. In other words, take advantage when in the red zone, capitalize, put some points on the board. Eisenhower, on the other hand, wants to limit the big play capability of Dave Thomas and Derek Brooks and aggressive on defense. Hit him in the face, hit him in the face, hit him in the face. Keep coming up, be aggressive.
Our game plan proudly brought to you by Gardner White Furniture. Catholic Central won the toss, deferred to the second half. Utica Eisenhower will receive. And back deep, Derek Chris. start at the 20. Joe Petrie is the quarterback for the Eagles. Threw for over 1,700 yards during the season. Much more disciplined at the tail end of the year than he was at the beginning. Big offensive line that averages over 230 pounds. Plenty of weapons, too, in Zimmerman, Chris, Skeltis. Both Skeltis on the outside. They're brothers. And Ike likes to throw the football, for sure. Petrie wants to air it out. And incomplete. It is a Catholic Central defense that gives up just 9 points per game during the season. Spearheaded by Jason Horton in the middle. You saw a good look at him in number 58. Eric Vukowski is one of the best linebackers CC has ever had. Wojcik, Brooks are players on both sides of the football. Second and 10 for the Eagles and a spread offense. Put it on the ground, but nothing there. Steve Hoover getting the first carry of the ball game. But those CC linebackers, Rob, run so well side to side.
They do, and they come over. They're trying to be a little deceptive in the opening series here. They have 3 receivers to the right side of the field. They're going to pump the bubble screen, Shep, and then hand it off underneath on the little counter. Hoover getting the ball, but nothing there for Eisenhower and CC. So far, been very solid. Nothing fancy defensively now. They're going to run a 52 monster. They've been doing it since 1976. And on passing situations, bring in a nickel back.
Third down and 11 on the game's first drive. Setting up the screen. This is Chris. A jitterbug. Breaks the tackle. First down.
Well, Chris is able to do a lot of this on his own. They run everyone off down the field. Petrie realizes Chris leaks out in the flat. Now watch this. He does a good job making the first person miss, getting up the field, makes a second, and gets a necessary yardage. That's a nice job by Chris, picking up the necessary yards for first down.
19th catch of the year for Derek Chris, who can get it done on the ground as well. A little breathing room now for Ike. Bad snap. Good control by Petrie. Pressure, and down he goes. Kyle Smith with a nice play from his defensive end position.
That's tough when you're the offensive lineman. You're blocking Kyle Smith. When the ball is snapped over the head, the offensive lineman loses all angle on trying to protect. Kyle Smith can run straight up the field. Strong arm of the law, grabbing Petrie, pulling him down. And mistakes like that can really cost you. Now Eisenhower up against it with a second down and here to Washtenaw County.
Frank Cardella, the center, hoping to get it chest high this time. They need 28. Another high snap. Petrie steps up, lofts it. That's a jump ball. Just out of the reach of David Herberholz.
Petrie just taking a shot there, nothing there. Realized second down and long. He threw it way down the field, just getting, that's almost like throwing the ball out of bounds, that situation, Matt. He's just throwing it away to line up again. But Bob Lancey realizes when you have third down and this many, you don't want to turn the ball over. You don't want to try to throw something maybe across the middle of the field, something conservative, pick up a few yards, punt, let your defense play.
Another tough to handle snap. More pressure. He scrambles away from it, breaks a couple of tackles, but they hem him in nicely.
Nothing there once again in the passing game for Petrie. He has to take the ball. Everything is covered. He wants to look to the left. The high snap, but watch him. He breaks contain, gets outside, but he's a smart quarterback, Matt. He's not going to force something here. He's able to slip the tackle of Kevin Horo and get outside. And nice job, Petrie. Now they get to punt. They picked up about 10, 12 yards, help you in field position. Now let your defense play.
Brett Meldrum will punt it away. Averaged over 35 yards per boot during the season. David Herberholz is back deep to receive it. Instead, they angle it the other way. It is fielded and breaking a couple of tackles and getting some nice blocks along the far sideline. Drew Amble putting the Shamrocks in ideal position.
Drew Amble does a good job showing patience. There was a left return the entire way, Matt, and he sets it up. He makes a couple moves when he catches the ball, but he realizes where his protection is going to be to the left side of the field. He's got to get back over here. He sets it up by going to the right. Now he has help to that side, gets outside one, nice clean two. He's got the wall in front of him. And Drew Amble does an excellent job. Looks like a running back instead of a defensive back.
A 34-yard punt, but a 23-yard return for the Shamrocks. Short field on their first possession. Dave Thomas, the senior quarterback. Stacked house behind him. The handoff. This is Tyson. He gets a few. Thomas, 6'1", 185 pounds. Completes 50% of his passes. Isn't asked to throw it a whole lot. Offensive line, almost 260 pounds per guy. Brooks is the big guy in the backfield, almost 1,500 yards on the ground. Second and 6 for the Shamrocks. This is Derek Brooks. Look at him bounce outside. Break a tackle. First down and more. The Ike defensive line. Ladir Malai anchors it in the middle, 233-pound junior. The linebackers, led by Andrew Pendy, who leads everybody in tackles. And the defensive backfield, paced by Tony Skeltis, who has 3 picks. First and 10 for Catholic Central. 12-1 on the year. Detroit Catholic League Central Division champions. Brooks again, slicing his way close to the 10.
Pastulo, the center, doing a nice job inside, getting the nose turned, along with John Morasso. If you get that type of movement with your big people inside, it creates a scene for the running back, Derek Brooks. And Derek Brooks is new to us. We saw in the earlier run, Matt, what a nice job using the stiff arm by Derek Brooks. A lost art for a lot of running backs. Derek Brooks, a little bit of a throwback running back, good speed. Also, he's a complete running back, nice out of the backfield.
So important to their state championship run last year. This is Vakowski. Oh, you can't bring him down. The big, beefy fullback gives the Shamrocks an early 6-0 lead.
When you start focusing attention too much on number 23, Derek Brooks, they're going to hit you with a little fullback trap inside. Watch Bahuski. He gets the ball, gets north and south, picks up a nice block, and he does a rest on his own. The offensive lineman, John Smart, right down at the point of attack, gets a little bit of help from Ryan Donesco. Bahuski, look at that. Nice cutback for a fullback. Good vision, Matt. Not all fullbacks can do that. A lot of times you want to put their nose down and just start bulling ahead. Bahuski kept his eyes open and the end zone within reach.
Jason Gingell on for the extra point, and it is good. Vakowski, an 11-yard dash to the goal line, gives him 13 scores on the year and gives the Shamrocks an early lead. Shamrocks make quick work out of the short field, and Eric Vakowski puts the Catholic Central, 2-time defending Division I state champions, up 7-0.
Well, you see the contrasting styles in offense. Catholic Central, they're going to pound the ball, the full house tee, use their big backs, try to wear you down. Eisenhower, on the other hand, in their first drive came out, and you saw them airing it out. And that's what you're going to see a lot here today. That's what's going to make this an exciting game, Matt, is you're not just going to watch all between the tackle play or just 78 passes. You're going to see it mixed up.
Look at Gingell, strong left leg. And again, the Eagles will settle for it at the 20.
That drive starts out. Drew Amble sets everything up with a nice punt return, getting to the wall, and by doing so, it lets CC work with the short field. Now, When in doubt, give it to your good back, number 23, Derek Brooks. He does a lot on his own, uses a stiff arm. But to finish it off, you get the big fella rolling inside, number 45, Bahuski, and he's going to finish off the scoring drive.
Now a scoring drive needed for Ike. Vikufsky doesn't get a breather either. He goes right back on the other side to play linebacker. Petrie, a quick slant into Skeltis. A little hook and ladder. Oh. The problem is Dave Herberholz wasn't biting.
He didn't buy in the hook. He saw the ladder the whole way. He went right for the pitch. That's almost going to be an option. Nick Skeltis is going to go down and catch us. This is a quick hitch. Now he sees Herberholz coming, and he pitches it.
Wow.
Oh, what a great job by Herberholz, though. Reading it the entire way. That's some film watching there, Shep. They've seen that somewhere down the line, whether it was this year, last year, talking to someone who's been in this game over the past 4 years, they were ready for it.
So a coach's dream of kids tackling right there, wrapping them up. Another wrap up inside. Vikufsky in on the tackle after the give to Derek Chris. Vikufsky, the cousin of Casey Rogowski, Brian Rogowski, who starred for Catholic Central in not one, not two, but 3 sports. Vikufsky, an all-stater in football, baseball, and wrestling, just like his cousins. Third and long. Pressure from behind. First down. Nice delivery. Petrie hung in there and found Justin Zimmerman out of the backfield for a +15.
Zimmerman's going to come down. He's going to release out of the backfield, come down the slot. And Petrie does a good job letting him clear the zone. Over the top of Horrell, the linebacker. He finds a soft spot, well executed by Eisenhower. Sometimes you got to pay the price when you're a quarterback, but if you can stay in there and let the play develop, maybe Joey can learn from this a little bit, Matt. Let the play develop as long as you can, Harrington. You throw the ball down the field, people have a time to get open.
1st and 10. Petrie in a quick drop. Pocket collapsing. Oh, he slung it off to the side for Chris. Well, we give a lot of attention to Eric Vikufsky, but watch Kevin Horrell. This is a kid who is just as dangerous at the linebacker position. Bob Lancey was afraid of this guy.
Well, Petrie, they're getting a lot of pressure initially by Jason Horton coming from one side, along with Tyson coming in. He just dumps the ball to Chris, and this is a smuck right here, ladies and gentlemen. Boom. Boom. He finishes that play. Outstanding job by Kevin Horrell.
Talking to Bob Lancey, he thought Horrell actually moved better sideline to sideline than Eric Vikufsky. Petrie, another quick toss. Steve Hoover getting some needed yardage. Chris, after that hit, Rob, dinged up a little bit, needing some attention.
You know, they really rely on Derek Chris as kind of a counterattack in this passing, and they want to spread the ball around, zip, play pitch and catch outside a lot. But if you're going to be successful, you have to be able to run the ball inside. And we're getting another look at how he hurts his arm here. Right on the, he just, you know, it's hard to see because he got engulfed by Kevin Horrell, but
quick scat back, sort of like the Napoleon Kaufman. Petrie needs to throw here. Underneath, wide open. Mark Gorlewski, the tight end, with his 16th catch of the year and a big one to keep the chains moving.
I believe what you have here, Shep, is a tight end delay play. He's going to sit on the right, he's going to pass block, then leak out late into the flat. He lets all the receivers on the right clear through the middle of the field, pull the coverage with him, and then at the last second leaks into the flat. Petrie finds him, well executed play for Eisenhower. They're on the move.
Quick drop. Skeltis. Nice move.
Eisenhower trying to answer the bell right now. what better way than get your #1 receiver, Nick Skeltis, into the game? They went 3 receivers to the wide side of the field, which means you're going to get man-to-man coverage on the weak side. Nick Skeltis is going to be to the bottom of the screen here, and this is his pitch and catch, and then you got to try to tackle me in a 1-on-1 situation. He gets a little bit of the better of David Huberholz that time.
Did a good job to push Huberholz off and then break down on that route, right?
Yeah, once again, look at the formation. They're trying to isolate Skeltis right here at the top of the field.
Looking that way, fighting, quickly double covered. Look at the movement by Hurl, the linebacker, who went from inside the hash quickly to outside the hash.
You're going to get a good look here at Skeltis. This is just a little 3-step catch and go. The only problem is when you go back to the inside, that is where the pursuit of the defense is coming from. In that situation, I'm going to jab step in, spin to the outside, where the only one to stop you is the sidelines.
Bob Lancey in his 33rd year of coaching, 32nd at Utica Eisenhower.
Northern Michigan graduate.
Yeah, former teammate of Lloyd Carr's up there. 2nd down and long. Look out, pressure again. Petrie maneuvering, but he can't get away from Kyle Smith twice. Another beast at the defensive end position for CC.
Well, you make 1, you make 2 miss, but sooner or later the pursuit of the CC defense catches up with Petrie. Makes the first one, Horton come in, miss, but Kyle Smith, relentless from the backside. A big motor guy that just keeps on coming, keeps on coming. We've seen it in a couple plays already. Nice size, 6'3", 210 pounds. And that's a huge play.
Yeah, it sure is.
Right, that's a drive killer right there. So
he reminds you a little bit of Jason Babin, who plays for Western Michigan right now, an All-American.
Defensive end that just keeps on coming.
3rd and a mile for Petrie. Airs it out. Looking for Skeltis on the near side. The other Skeltis, Tony. But now Ike will be forced to punt it away. So not a bad drive. It's just stalled by the quarterback sack.
Yeah, they tried a long pass, but had Skeltis heading to the corner, but then he brought Hoover down the sideline on a little wheel route, but the ball just was overthrown. That's a tough throw when you're on the right hash, Matt, to make it all the way across the field to the left sidelines. And
that takes a big arm, doesn't it?
Yep. Now it's up, it's up to the kicking game and Meldrum to pin them deep, and give your defense a chance, possibly get a 3 and outer, and get your offense good field position again.
Good kick. Amble will grab it on the run for 15. Won't get much further than that. But CC gets the football back after a decent drive by Ike. Was halted by a quarterback sack. The Shamrocks already up 7. Get it back when we come back. 7-0 CC in front of Utica Eisenhower. 2nd drive of the game for the Shamrocks. Darnell Tyson able to pick up 9, so it's 2nd down and 1. And now this is Derek Brooks looking to pop it outside. A couple of nice moves, a stiff arm, and he gets the 1st down.
Well, he likes to set up running plays, designed to go off tackle. Derek Brooks with good speed. He dips in, bounces to the outside. If it wasn't for Nick Skeltis, or actually Tony Skeltis on that time, Shep, there'd have been big trouble. As he comes right at you, he's going to stutter step, boom, and then try to get to the outside. Tony Skeltis showing good speed, though, not allowing him to get to the corner, but he got enough yardage for the 1st down.
I really like the way Derek Brooks runs the football for Tom Mack.
He looks faster than I remember. Like, in the last few years we've seen him. I just remember that type of speed.
Brooks again. Has some blockers. Finds his way for 3 or 4. And that's what I mean. I mean, there's some, it looks like they've got it bottled up pretty well, but somehow he finds positive yardage out of carries, doesn't he?
Yeah, he has good strength and good quickness at the point of attack and patience. We always talk about maybe the most important thing any good running back can possess. That's patience, letting the blockers get out in front, read your block, and then exploit the defense from there.
Under a minute to go in the opening quarter of the Division I state championship. 2nd time in 3 years these two schools have battled for the trophy. Bukowski met immediately, but lunges forward for 2. Mike Kerner originally made the hit, but Bukowski is such a load that he at least got some positive yardage out of it.
Yeah, but Kerner did a good job getting penetration, getting a hold of the jersey and sliding down the legs of Vukuski. But like you said, Shep, he was able to pick up 3 yards just on sheer brute strength.
Third down situation for the Shamrocks. Ike's fan base on their feet, rooting the defense on. Thomas to the air for the first time today. Scrambling. Room to run. Nice move. First down, CC. That'll do it for 1/4 of play. The Eagles trailing 7-0. The trickery has been sifted out by CC, and the Shamrocks continue to roll when we come back. The true colors in the NFL are black and blue, with the hard-hitting action in the NFC North. Get up to date with the Lions, Packers, Vikings, and Bears on the Black and Blue preview on Friday nights at 10:30, and again Sunday mornings only here on Fox Sports Net. A lot of blue on the Silverdome today, and a flag on the first down play for Catholic Central.
We have a dead ball foul, false start, offense, first down.
Well, you want to win football games, Shep, you run the ball, and that's what CC has done so far. 9 rushing plays, 66 yards, 7.3 yards per carry. You do that, you're going to win a lot of football games. Eisenhower needs to find an answer somehow to slow this ground attack down.
Big reason CC has been so successful this year at 12 up and 1 down, a +15 in the turnover margin, Rob. And the discipline. Just 1 penalty here so far today, but barely penalized during the season. You see the rushing edge that CC has. A little deceiving because Ike throws the ball. Dave Thomas wants to throw it. Nobody will run it. And he'll be dragged down by Charles Shorts and the rest of the Eagles linebacking core.
Well, this is a little bit different. They've been running the ball so well, so they're going to fake, and he's going to pull it outside. There's nothing that he tries to put the ball on his hip, but not being fooled as a defensive front. Charles Shorts, outstanding job running it down from behind. Gets a little help from Nick Skeltis. That's good defense. That's the best looking defensive play I've seen from the line of scrimmage so far for Eisenhower. They had that play defended at all areas.
So a second down and long for Thomas, who, as we mentioned at the outset, doesn't throw the ball a whole lot. Just 26 of 52 on the year for 447 yards. They'll run it anyway. Brooks with a lead blocker of Vukuski, cuts it back and gets back to midfield. Big Zott with good pursuit.
That time, Eisenhower had enough people at the point of attack to slow this down. They're going to try to get wide, but watch the blue jerseys on front. He's got a couple blockers. Nick Skeltis doing a good job forcing him to cut it back inside. Charles Shorts there once again, a couple plays in a row for the linebacker, doing a good job with lateral movement.
7 yards per carry already for Derek Brooks, who averages 8 coming into the game. Utica Eisenhower's faithful on their feet, cheering on the defense. And a flag on the play.
I was up here in the booth, Shep, signaling to my brother and to you. I was moving my hands.
Delay game by the offense.
But the fact that when you play football long enough, you get this clock in your head, and you like your young quarterbacks to have that same clock that you just know something's not kosher. And what it is the play's taking too long to develop, and they're getting the play in too slow from the sideline. And now we have another flag. As 19 comes in. That was like a Ray Guy punt in the Silverdome. That flag went about 30 feet in the air. I think we had a little sideline warning here for the CC side to move back.
There's a sideline warning given to Catholic Central. The next warning, or the next flag, actually results in a foul, 5-yard foul. Still third down.
a 3rd down and even longer for Catholic Central. 3rd and 18. Pressure.
They're trying to get the screen pass. When you screen, you want to invite the defense upfield, but you want to let them into your house too quick here. So much pressure, Dave Thomas has to turn and throw, trying to get the ball to Brooks on the screen. But no time. Great pressure by Ike, and they also had the screen covered very well, forcing a punt.
Nick Skeltis. The reason he was Conference Player of the Year wasn't just because he's a solid receiver, but because he's an outstanding linebacker as well. Steve Hoover deep to receive the punt, waving everyone away. And it takes a Catholic Central bounce inside the 20 at about the 19. Get in-depth information and go behind the scenes with Hockey Town's heroes on each episode of Red Wings Weekly. See player features, the latest highlights, hockey instruction, and much more. Red Wings Weekly, Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. only here on Fox Sports Net. Eagles ready for their 3rd offensive possession, guided by their senior quarterback Joel Petrie. Started last year for this club. Wants to throw again. Lofting, looking for Skeltis, too far.
Alex Wojcik on the cover there, Shep. Nothing. A little bit different formation. That time they come out with just 2 receivers, actually a pro set. Gives you, what you do that is to get too much penetration, too much pressure on your quarterback. You keep your tight end in, you just run a 2-man route, and you hope that Skeltis can get past Wojcik, but he doesn't. So that time the battle was won by Wojcik. Look at Bob Lancey.
4 straight years, Rob, a conference champion, and now a timeout rather, for Utica Eisenhower. You saw Joel Petrie saying, "Come on, coach, I need the play." It took too long, and they have 2nd and long when we return. All officials, like Mark Larson, share these common interests: a love of kids and a love of sports. If you enjoy working with kids and love sports, then becoming a registered high school game official is a great way to get involved. For more information, visit MHSAA.com. Mark Larson, the white hat at the Dome today, working on his grandmother's birthday. Mary Carroll turns a fresh 91 today, so happy birthday, Mary Carroll. Hope you're enjoying the coverage here on Fox Sports Net. Petrie has trips to his left. Will look that way. Nearly picked off. Well, he's thrown into no man's land, and you got some guys over there with pretty good coverage. Anthony Sabo and Alex Wojcik.
Drew Amble almost gets the interception here as he's trying to get down the field. You can see him right here. They're going to fall off inside. The Skeltis goes deep. The ball's a little bit underthrown. Amble's able to get a hand on it. Nearly intercepted, as you pointed out, Shep. Wojcik also in on the coverage. So there was not a lot there. And CC seems pretty prepared for this passing attack of Ike.
Now a 3rd down and 10. Ike unable to establish any type of running game. They've been throwing on virtually every down. They are 3 for 5. Are the Eagles on 3rd down, and another flag on the play.
Dead ball foul. False start. Offense. Still 3rd down.
Stretching back 5 more yards. 3rd and 15 now for Joel Petrie and the rest of Bob Lancey's Eagles. 4th time Bob Lancey has made it this far to the championship game. Previous 3 coming up short at 99 at Walled Lake Western in 2000 and then 2001. Petrie looking, firing downfield. Has Skeltis. He's got it. Stumbling inside the 30.
Petrie shows a lot of arm. He goes to the 3-receiver side. They're going to run the 2 outside guys. We're going to look here, Shep, on takeoff routes. They're going to go right here, right down the field. He's going to come across, and Skeltis just runs away from coverage. And I think that time, Drew Amble did not believe that Petrie could throw the ball that far. Because he was going to his left. He put a lot on it. Amble just comes up a little bit short.
A plus 59 for Tony Skeltis and the Eagles, his longest reception of the year. And Ike is in business. Chris slicing and darting his way close to the 20.
Chris can make you miss in a phone booth there, Shep. He's got some quicks. Back in the game, hurt his elbow a little bit in the first series, but now back into the game, and you have to be able to do this. If you're going to throw the ball and spread the field out, you better have the low underneath trap play inside out of the shotgun formation. If you can't run the ball out of this, teams can just widen out, start playing nickel dime packages, take the pass away, and you're in trouble. You have to keep honest with the running game.
How refreshing is that for Ike fans to see them do something, get some positive yards on first down? Now it's a little bit shorter situation, 2nd down and 5. Inside handoff, Chris again, trying to break a couple of tackles. Maybe got 2.
Yeah, I think there was another. It wasn't number 2. You put a 0 on the back years ago. Kind of a short guy. He was about 5'8", 200-some pounds. Used to make some moves out here, make a few people miss. As Chris did. I think his name was Barry Sanders, who we've heard a lot about lately. As Barry's pushing his book a little bit back in town, mending his ways with the Lions.
Well, Chris is going to the sideline because he needs some mending right now. That right arm of his is giving him problems. 3rd down and 4. Deepest threat for Ike, and for the 2nd time in the game, they will call a timeout. We'll step aside for a brief timeout with 7:46 left to go in the opening half of Division I. The Shamrocks lead at 7-0, but Joel Petrie and company are knocking on the door. Second and final day of high school state championship football action here on Fox Sports. Now we take it back to 1999 when Bob Lancey's club played in their first ever state championship game. They sure were threatening, courtesy of the defensive side of the football. Great interception return for 6 there. Eagles led it early on, but Walled Lake Western showed all kinds of offensive ability, and they could put the ball up in the air. Walled Lake Western won that matchup and walked off the Silverdome turf as champions. Good game though. Next year they lost after going 13-1. Now Petrie trying to engineer a scoring drive, floating it well shy of the 1st down.
Well, I like the play. Use Nick Skeltis as a decoy. You split him wide to the right, and then or Tony Skeltis, and you run him down the field, Shep, and then you bring the back into the flat. He's going to leak out into the flat. The problem is he doesn't get deep enough. He's only going to pick up a yard into the flat, and that doesn't do you any good. Now you're still facing 4th down and a long 2. You know what? Eisenhower does this with his brothers. They had the Georgios, now they have the Skeltises. I apologize to the family members if I mix the names up, but I'll get the last name right.
Well, they have 3 sets of brothers on this year's squad. Petrie got him to jump. Jason Horton upset with himself.
If you're gonna play defensive line,
Dead ball foul, encroachment, defense. The result of the penalty results in a 1st down.
you know,
You think they were going for it there, Rob, or do you think they were just trying to get him
It looked like he was doing the old
because he did it 3 straight times,
right.
Yeah.
And he finally jumped him, got him to jump offside. Petrie, the wily veteran he is, you see him a little head bob, little knee moving in there. He was getting as much body moving as he could to draw the defensive line offside.
It worked.
They got a hair trigger in there, and they're teed off ready to come across the ball, and he got him.
1st and 10. Hoover, the lone setback for Petrie. Gives it to him. Found an opening. We're going to say a fumble. Catholic Central is pointing their way. They thought the ball was coughed up.
Officials are going to rule that he was down. And Hoover drops the ball. Let's take a look here. In the crowd, boy, it's tough to see in here. You got so many white jerseys around the body. And you know what? I do think it gets pulled out late, Shep. I think that's outstanding call by the officials. They were right there. They had a good view. And this is not the NFL. This is high school football. You're going to get quicker whistles than you do at the NFL because they're going to protect the players at all costs.
There's Derek Chris. They need this guy right now, and they're taping up his shoulder pretty good. Don't want to come out when you reached down deep to get this far. Here's Hoover. Leaping inside the 5. Give CC credit too, Rob, because they're tackling the football.
They're tackling the football. They're trying to strip it inside the red zone. That's okay. But the first guy has got to wrap up the ball carrier. The second one in, you want to strip the ball loose. But isn't this ironic? Utica Eisenhower, the passing team, the spread team, all over the field, they get inside the red zone and they're starting to run the ball. And CC now it may be a little bit vulnerable for the pass. After 2 running plays in a row, you have 3rd down and short. Do you do some play action?
Need to get to the 4 for a first down. Petrie trying to bounce it outside, then trying to slide his way inside, and the ball stripped again.
That ball was more than dead that time. The official already had the spot. Both officials have the ball marked. The white hat now. Mr. Larson's talking to him. I don't see the ball loose yet. Still not loose. Yeah, what they're doing now is they're getting the runner down and they're pulling it out late, Shep. And they're not going to give you that in high school. In the NFL, you might have a chance if the guy's knees not on the ground, but when the forward momentum stops in high school, you're going to get the whistle. And that's why sometimes you see inadvertent whistles against option and wing T teams where they think the kid has the ball, even though he doesn't. They're going to blow the whistle a little bit quick. So I think the officials are correct 2 times in a row.
Well, Bakuski held him up, and you saw Darnell Tyson. He was the one who thought he had a fumble recovery. 4th and inches. Petrie right up the middle for a first down.
Like that sneak better than the last
So do
one.
I.
Last one, you take the small quarterback and you have him kind of go down line scrimmage and pick a spot. This time he said, you know what? I'm just going to get on the back of my big offensive lineman, Frank Cardello, Nick Zott, Jacob Gaffner, follow their lead, get up the field, pick up the necessary yards.
So 1st and goal from the 2. Ike searching for the equalizer. Long drive engineered by the Eagles. Touchdown. The fullback, the sophomore Justin Zimmerman, brings the Eagles to within 1.
Justin Zimmerman finally getting called upon. So far it's been Chris and Hoover. When he gets his chance, he makes the most of it. You're going to see there's not a lot here. He follows Hoover's block into the end zone. Good determination. When you go against this CC defense, there's not going to be a lot of room. You see Vakuski come in there, along with Jason Horton. And Zimmerman had just enough momentum, just enough push to get in the end zone, break the plane.
Meldrum for the extra point. Good hold, nearly blocked, but it's good. Eagles get the equalizer. There's a number 37 out in Seattle who has a similar type helmet and scores a lot of touchdowns, and Sean Alexander. This time Utica gets their number 37 into the end zone for 6. We're deadlocked at 7. An injured Shamrock inside the 5 at the other end.
Look at the scoring drive, 12 plays, 81 yards, 453. And the amount of running they did in the end, it just amazed me. Coach Lancey likes to spread the ball out, whip it around, but when push gets a shove, he gets a little old school on us and goes back to the running game.
That's Maurizio Diaz-Domenico. They're looking at his, is it left knee or is his right knee? So while they attend to the fallen lineman, Catholic Central getting the opportunity with about 5 minutes to go here in the first half, trying to go back on top. A low-scoring affair in the Division I state final. Zimmerman answered CC's call. Let's see what the Shamrocks have in store.
Night does rock. They just got 6 points. They had the extra point, and they knotted up at 7 apiece with Catholic Central for bragging rights in Division I. Justin Zimmerman with his 3rd touchdown run of the season. Maurizio Dijon Domenico helped off the field for Catholic Central. We hope he's all right. Derek Brooks and Adam Hester back deep to receive the kick. Brett Meldrum will bang it away for the Eagles. Side-winding kick that spirals out of bounds. So CC gets it at the 35, or could ask Utica Eisenhower to kick it over again.
Well, most times you see teams take it at 35, with the exception of the DePorres game yesterday.
Procedure on the kicking team, the offense elects to take the ball at the 35-yard line, first down.
Coach Carter decided he wanted to give his athletes one more opportunity to return the kick. And I think he ended up maybe picking up a yard on it or something. They returned to about the 36. So CC just wants to get the ball. Coach Mack just get this offense cranking out. Dave Thomas looking much quicker than I remember Dave. Fleet of foot, he's put on some speed, a little bit of size, good leader. We talked in the open about what makes him a special player, and just does not get rattled under pressure.
Yeah, very quiet, unassuming, but a guy who is steady, does what you ask a quarterback in this offense to do. Brooks does more than enough, but not that time. He's thrown down by Charles Shorts.
Derek Brooks comes up a little bit short that time in the manner of Charles Short. Lead block, Gobo going through the hole. But look at Short, does a great job of getting rid of Tyson, the blocker, stepping inside the block, making the play.
Good job, too, by our referee, Mark Larson. He saw Charles Short start to get a little animated there, and you could tell that the referee was telling him to calm down a little bit before you get a penalty. 2nd down and 10 for the Shamrocks. Thomas with the option to Brooks. Can't make enough men miss. Hoover with a nice wrap-up.
Well, you're going to see the option coming right down the line of scrimmage. Thomas forced to pitch the ball, but Hoover does a nice job of stringing it out. And if he doesn't make the tackle and Brooks cuts it back inside, Skeltis is going to be there. We keep talking about what a good job some of these players have done here this afternoon, Matt, of keeping their feet, staying up and staying on. You don't necessarily have to make the play, but slow the play down long enough so your teammates can come and help.
3rd down and 8 for Catholic Central, who had a 7-0 lead at one point. Thomas rolling, getting pressure. Good wheels, and incomplete. The breakup made by Nick Skeltis. And CC has suddenly stalled a little bit on offense, Rob.
Yeah, they're trying to get the ball to Darnell Tyson, Shep, and they have clogged down here the past few drives. Thomas, good speed, getting outside, avoiding the rush, but ultimately he's forced to throw the ball when he doesn't want to throw the ball, looking for Tyson down, nothing there, throws away, punt the ball away, let your defense play, and this is becoming a defensive battle.
First punt went 36 yards for Scott Schwartzlus. Hanging kick. Hoover lets it bounce to the 25, and it takes a CC hop. They got to hustle to get it inside the 5, and they do. Great coverage by Catholic Central. Scott Buzlowski covered it up inside the 3-yard line.
That's a couple of punts that Hoover has had plenty of time to get underneath, but sometimes coaches don't even want in the field inside their 20, not just their 10.
Long wave for Bob Lancey. Catholic Central with 8 state championships, one of them under Tom Mack, 1992. Saginaw Arthur Hill against the Shamrocks. And the Shamrocks were down early. Arthur Hill showing a lot of speed
But the Shamrocks always seem to have a bit of an answer. A little trickery there. And Catholic Central, at the time, won their third state crown. They would win 5 more and are looking for their third in a row now. They have got Eisenhower pinned deep. Second down and long after the stuff there made by linebacker Kevin Horrell.
I'm telling you right now, Shep, Eisenhower's not going to be able to line up in this offense and run the ball out of here to pick up the yards. I know Coach Lancey doesn't like to do it, but when you live by the spread offense, you got to live by the spread offense. I don't care if you risk an interception here. You got to spread them out, throw the ball, get some man coverage outside, throw the short pass, and try to get a big run, because you are not going to run it against this big physical defense in front of CC out of your own 2-yard line.
Petrie just sneaking it up forward, pushing his way, breaking a couple of tackles, getting past the 10.
I love when they make me look stupid. I do a good enough job by myself, but that time, Joel Petrie, nothing really there. He does the most of this on his own, Shep. He's going to break a block here. Horrell had him for a second. He keeps going, keeps his legs going. And that's a big play. You got breathing room. Even if they don't pick up the first down, if you're forced to punt, at least your punter's not going to be standing on the back of the end zone.
That's a good point. Under 2 minutes to go now in this first half on a 3rd and short for Ike. Zimmerman banging along the left side of the line. Needed to get to about the 12.5 or so. This will be an important spot for Utica Eisenhower. First down.
As I said, they wouldn't be able to run it out from their own end zone. 3 running plays later, they pick up the first down. So Eisenhower proved me wrong, and I've been wrong before, and I can handle him, a big boy, but I still think they need to spread it out, Shep.
Well, I thought he had to get to the 12.5, so I was wrong too. Right. They got to the 12.
When you have a Nick Skeltis, a Tony Skeltis, those type of receivers, you got to get the ball in their hands in space. Utilize your weapons. With Chris out of the game, being banged up, Zimmerman and Hoover have been called upon more, but I still like the Skeltis brothers outside to do some damage.
Petrie enough breathing room to throw now. Waiting patiently. Now that pocket collapses and down he goes. Did pick up a couple. Good coverage downfield by the Shamrock secondary. Yeah,
they try running the wheel route to the left side of the field, getting Hoover down the sidelines. They're going to have Skeltis is going to, Nick Skeltis is going to be lined up to the left. He runs a hook route inside, and then they're going to just take the back out of the backfield, running down the sidelines.
Been a nice game so far for the senior Kyle Smith. A couple of quarterback sacks, all kinds of pressure. Bringing it from his defensive end position. They like to shift him sometimes to the left, sometimes to the right. Right now he's positioned on the left side of CC's defensive line. The right side of quarterback Joel Petrie.
Well, they have 3 timeouts remaining, though.
I think CC's calling a timeout. Yeah. They are.
Now CC still has 2 timeouts remaining. And they're going to be able to, this is going to be 3rd down. You're going to be forced to punt.
I really do like that move. What he's doing is he's forcing Utica Eisenhower to run a play, I think. I mean, if he takes another knee, if Petrie takes another knee, then CC calls a timeout.
I'm questioning Bob Lancey right now just taking a knee. I'm not sure why he wouldn't try to run it on 2nd down, pick up 3-4 yards, run again on 3rd down to make sure you're not going to give CC the ball. I absolutely agree with Coach Mack taking a timeout in that situation. He's going to use his 2nd timeout after this play and force a punt. You can rush everyone. You don't have to put anyone back. If you're off the punter, so what? It's going to be the end of the half. So, yeah, I think Coach Mack is right on target.
Can't carry those timeouts over into the 2nd half, can you, Rob?
Nope. You don't get any bonus money at halftime, so Coach Mack has seen it all.
Sure has.
Especially this year on his road to the finals.
And the road to the finals brought to you by Wallside Windows. His team boasting 33 points per game in the playoffs. Fresh off the win over Chippewa Valley. An impressive win 38-7 over Canton to get here. Meanwhile, Bob Lancey's Eagles took flight in a win over Granville. They shut out Flint Carman Ainsworth in the regional finals and scored big points against Port Huron and New Baltimore Anchor Bay before that. Third and 11 with 23 ticks to go in the first half. Petrie thought about taking a knee. Now he lost it, looking for Skeltis, and broken up nicely. A good defensive play by Alex Wojcik.
That might be the understatement of the year, partner. Alex Wojcik, outstanding coverage on Skeltis. They kind of fake it. That's a little bit like Brett Favre. Look like you're going to kill the ball, then step back and hum it 50 yards down the field. And if Wojcik doesn't lay out and get this ball, this is going to be a touchdown going the other way. I like the call by Coach Lansing. Another thing it does, it ate a lot of the time off the clock. So if Catholic Central does take a fair catch after this punt or get a good return, they're not going to have much time to do anything. If I was Coach Mack, I think I'd rush 11 here, bring 2 up, and go for the block.
Keep in mind, Catholic Central won the toss. They deferred it. They will get the ball to start the second half. 14 seconds to go and a timeout for Ike.
You know, Matt, Tom Mack has been here many times.
No question.
And you get a situation like this, something that takes experience. Who has better experience at the Silverdome than Tom Mack of CC? Because he's did it, he's done it, he's been there, he's seen every situation possible. And believe me, I think he really has the answers.
You know, every group is a new group, and these young guys like the sophomores who I was just talking to, they're just so excited. You know, it's a brand new experience every time that you come.
Yeah, he told us during the week what may appear from the outside as kind of old hat is never the same from us here at Catholic Central from the inside, because each team has its own personality. They make different plays. But once that tradition was set, once he established a winning program, and he's been there for 28 years, it is commonplace now. They expect this type of good fortune.
Winning is contagious.
Sure is.
And they've had an epidemic going on for quite a few years at Catholic Central.
Never won 3 in a row. He wants it desperately. They brought the house, Rob, but they couldn't get to it. Herbert Holtz signals for a fair catch. So a bit of a ways to go for CC. Maybe you air it out here for.
Yep. If you're going to go through the trouble of taking the timeouts to try to get another possession or block the punt. You know, you talk about the kicking game of CC. And Ginjo, depends what type of leg he has, Shep, what his range is. And no one knows that but Tom Mack. And if he feels he can get it from 55 in or 50 in, look for some type of pattern here with 8 seconds remaining to get the ball within the necessary yardage.
They do have a timeout, though, remaining. So they should be able to go across the field. Should they pick?
The whole field is their oyster right now. They can go wherever they want. They can throw a deep cross, a post. They can throw the outside. And Eisenhower realizes that, and that's tough to defend. I like the middle of the field in this situation, Matt. I think you look for a tight end, look for a slot back to come down the field. What they can do is they can have a free kick here. Now, it used to be if you fair caught, you would get a free kick from the point of where you caught the ball. They could make a field goal. I know in the NFL, you get a free kick for a field goal here. See, that's a heads up. You talk about knowing the rules. They get a free kick. Yeah, if they make this and they get this 3 points, it's a field goal.
This would be a 64-yard field goal for Jason Ginjo. He's got a big leg, but not quite that big. Boy, that would have been good from about 59, though, wouldn't it?
He's got. I think that was what Coach Mack had envisioned, was put the punt block on, force a bad punt, get a fair catch, and get the free kick following a fair catch. It's something new, I think, for the high school. I'm not sure I've seen that. I've been watching the Michigan high school finals for a long time.
No.
I've seen it done in the NFL off a free kick, but never in high school.
Well, good thought by Tom Mack. Just couldn't get it done. Jason Ginjo gave it his best, and he's got a strong leg. But the touchback awarded to Ike, and the first half is history. Or they're going to put 4 seconds back on. Excuse me.
Well, I guarantee Gerald Petrie's going to take a knee right here. Ike's going to go in 7-7. I think they're going to be pretty pleased. They have not had good field position throughout the first half, Matt. They've been pent up in their own end a lot. And the only way they did get it was the big pass play to Skeltis. Besides that, CC has held the field position advantage throughout the first half, but yet it's a 7-7 game. So Coach Lancey and the Eisenhower staff will be pleased.
Yeah, and they did a pretty good job on the defensive end after CC had originally scored, shutting down CC's bread and butter, right?
Yeah, they got the running game rolling early, them being CC. But Eisenhower kind of figured out, got more physical inside to stop it, and as CC tried to widen the field, get east and west, great lateral pursuit by the Eisenhower linebackers and the safety coming up to help.
Talking to Tom Mack, I think he's wondering why there's 4 seconds on the clock.
Well,
so the last play of the first half. And that'll do it. CC scored on their first possession. Appeared to be rolling. And then Ike applied the pressure and finally got the equalizer a little bit later on. Tied at 7 at halftime at the Pontiac Silverdome of the Division I State Championship Final. When we come back here to Pontiac, we'll talk with the executive director of the MHSAA, Jack Roberts. He visits our broadcast booth when we visit with you. After this brief timeout, you're watching the High School State Football Championships on Fox Sports Net. A defensive battle in Division I between Catholic Central and Utica Eisenhower, and through 24 minutes, it's the Shamrocks and the Eagles tied at 7. You know, high school football, high school sports in general, teaches you so many different things. It teaches you responsibility, a camaraderie, how to win, how to lose. And so many of these great athletes that have played at this stage in the high school football state championships have used that experience to go on to bigger and even better things, not only on the football field, but off. Guys like Milt Coleman can't get enough of it.
Here's the snap. Coleman rolling to the right side, going to throw it. Now he's going to run with it. He's got a little running room, looking for first down yardage. He's going to get it all. Touchdown, Milt Coleman.
Oh, what a fantastic run by Coleman. 19 yards when it looks like he's sacked.
You walk in and see this big stadium. It was like an awe feeling. The Silverdome, I've never have been on the field, so that was my first time on the field. And it was just kind of like breathtaking. You just have to take a deep breath and realize it's just a regular field.
Milt came in. He came in as a sophomore. His dad got transferred to Pontiac. And the best story was he came in looking for a place that he wanted his son to play, and he gave me a film. And I said, well, I don't have time now. I'm teaching, but I'll look at it. And then I had a little break. I threw it on and said, is this kid still here? And I ran down to the phys ed area. He was still here, and I said, this would be a great place for you to play. And he was just a tremendous leader and a great athlete, obviously.
My senior year, you know, we're down, 6, 7 points. I think 6 points with that minute and a half to go. And it's the last play of my senior year, and I drive the team down and we win the state championship.
DeWitt, 27. Harrison, 21. Looking downfield, getting a little pressure, gets away from one man, going for the end zone. Touchdown! What a run by Milt Coleman!
We faced a really good DeWitt team at that time, and they gave us all we could handle, and we took us down to the wire. I drove the team down, and we scored with, a little bit of time left to win the game. Has he been open?
No, just out. Break down. Stay there in.
He crossed his face.
Hey, run over here.
It feels good to come back and help work with the young guys. Some of these guys that are playing now were, just little bitty kids when I was playing. So the only way they know about me is through old game film that coach might show them. But other than that, I enjoy, scouting with the coaches, coaching with the coaches, and really helping the kids, making it feel like I'm making a difference in their life.
I have a feeling John Harrington confident enough in Mill the Thrill Coleman that this is still wide open territory for them.
Him and I have a great relationship. I can call him up anytime. We talk about anything. We sit together on the bus going to the games. And it's kind of just like I remember it as when I was playing for him. I would sit, the quarterback has to sit right behind the head coach, and we talk about the game plan, and we look over the game plan, any questions, and it's the same thing. Nothing really changes.
And we're using the jag pass too. It's a post corner over here. We motion out here, run skinny post out. I think he kind of studies the quarterback. You know, I'll have a tendency to yell a little bit at the quarterback, and he'll take him aside and point out mistakes. And he works with them in the offseason. They all remember him and watch him on film, and they admire him because he can do it. And he comes out here and runs the scout team for us sometimes and throws the ball if we're going against a good passer.
Tradition, I mean, we have a motto where champions are made and success is traditional. And nobody really wants to be that team that had the losing season at Harrison. You know, if you go back in the archives, we don't have maybe but a couple of losing seasons out of 30 years. And I tell anybody, you know, 4 years through here, it's a pretty good chance you might get a chance to go to the Silverdome and play for a state championship.
Farmington Hills Harrison, the Class B state champions here in 1989.
Bill Coleman helped Harrison win 3 of their 12 state championships, and his record for total yards of offense in a state championship game were broken just last year by Mark Cotlin of Lowell right here on Fox Sports Net. Here at the half, it is CC 7, Ike 7. When we come back, Jack Roberts pays a visit to the broadcast booth on Fox Sports Net. Alongside my partner Rob Rubick, I'm Matt Shepard. Obviously a defensive struggle as evident by the score, but early on I thought it was going to be CC taking control offensively.
Well, you would have thought so, Matt, the way they came over, able to run the ball. The first big play was Drew Amble on the punt return, getting to the wall, letting CC work with a short field on the plus side of the 50. And to finish it off, they go to the big man, Vakuski inside. The fullback rumbles into the end zone for the touchdown. Open up the 7-0 lead, but Ike was up to the challenge. Petrie ad-libbing a little bit, getting pushed out of the pocket, finding Skeltis for the big catch down the field. And this time it wasn't Nick Skeltis, but Tony Skeltis. So one brother doesn't get you, maybe the other one will. And the drive is finished off inside by Justin Zimmerman.
So each team blowing their own horn, and for good reason. They thought they were the best in Division I, and they have showcased their talents. Here's our halftime stats brought to you by Bell Tire. Anything jump out at you there, Rob? Time of possession in favor of the Eagles, but sometimes that can be misleading.
Yeah, this one a little bit right here. 121-0. And on this side, you have 70-8. Now, if you want contrasting type of offenses, you got them here today. There's nothing going to be more different than this. But only 70 total yards for CC in the first half. Ike with almost double at 130, but remember the big pass play.
More fireworks expected in the second half. Something has to give. Catholic Central and Ike tied at 7. The third quarter is right around the corner on Fox Sports Net. It is one thing to get here. The Eagles have been here before, 3 times to be specific. Right now they're tied at half with Catholic Central. But Utica Eisenhower finished as a bridesmaid in '99, 2000, and 2001. Nice for Bob Lancey to experience this, but he wants to win one of these sooner or later. He knows it's a tough road.
We understand the magnitude of the team we're playing and the pressure that's on us probably. But on the other hand, our kids, all they want to do is play one more football game. That's what it's all about.
One more win would give that head coach 242 to his credit. His club is rallied and ready to try and stage the upset. They feel they're #1. We'll find out if that's true when we return with the second half in a moment. Dandy of a first half, even though it was low scoring. We look forward to an exciting second half between Catholic Central and Utica Eisenhower as the Shamrocks aim for their 9th state championship. There is Jeff Florkey. He is the team manager, and he is an inspiration to every player on this football team. He wrote a poem recently about this club that made just about every player on this club choke up a little bit. Football, to him, even though he can't play, is his life. And these guys treat him as if he were in shoulder pads and a helmet. Also does the morning sports with Nick Zott on the school television station in the morning. And I would love to see him do that sportscast because I'm sure it's very, very good. But this team rallies around, Jeff. And so do we. Hear, hear. 7-7. The Eagles of Utica Eisenhower and the Shamrocks of Catholic Central. CC will get the football to start this third quarter. They need a much better third quarter than the second quarter, right, Rob?
Oh, you know, Shep, you can say that again. In the second quarter, CC did not get a first down and had 4 yards total offense. That is not the same Catholic Central team we saw come out of the blocks. This was a team that was getting pushed off the line of scrimmage, creating some holes, letting Derek Brooks get outside, Pakuski inside, a little 1-2 punch, a little inside, outside. None of that so far, especially in the second quarter.
Those numbers courtesy of our statistician Mike Brada. Utica had the ball for almost 8 second quarter minutes. How about that?
Mike Brada, always on the top of things. One of the great spotters, statisticians. He can do it all. And he was telling me working with Jim Grandstander will make it work with anyone else really easy.
Adam Hester back deep to receive it for Catholic Central, along with Derek Brooks. They will receive the kick of Brett Meldrum. Here we go. Brooks from inside his own 5. A nice wall in front, bursting with speed.
You want to learn to be a kick returner? You could watch Eddie Drummond of the Lions. We could also watch Derek Brooks. Watch this. Watch how he's going to get in here with speed, never break stride. Well, you don't have to block very long when you're on the kick return unit. When you're a returnman, time it like that. We talked about hitting the trap on time with the block. The same thing goes on return teams. Derek Brooks hitting with excellent speed.
A 32-yard return. This just in. Derek Brooks is good. Dave Thomas under center. The give to Tyson. Can't bounce it outside. It's been a tough go of it on the ground for CC ever since the start of that second quarter.
Well, they were able to rush for 66 yards in the first quarter and only 4 in the second quarter. They're not doing much so far in the second half to pad those stats. Something's got to give. I don't know if Coach Mack is going to push the panic button, but I do believe he's going to try some play action. He's got to get Dave Thomas, maybe roll him outside the pocket and try to get one of the receivers the ball in space, try to create some type of cushion in that defensive secondary.
Passing situation possibly. The option, Thomas with the keeper, a first down to midfield. Dandy play right there for CC, plus 13.
Yeah, it wasn't the prettiest looking option. And Dave Thomas took the ball from under center. He goes down the line, but he doesn't really, it's kind of a jump option. He sees the hole, he gets through it, and a nice job blocking inside. A big number 76, John Smart, getting to the second level, getting to the linebacker, creating that lane so Thomas could exploit it and pick up a nice first or second down gain to move the chains.
John Smart and Ryan Connor on the right side of that offensive line. Plenty of beef there. Both pushing 280. Thomas rushed for almost as many yards as he threw for during the season. Derek Brooks cutting it upside. Pulls to another first down.
Okay, we're going to watch, get a look at the left guard. He's going to come like this, and this is called a pin block. He's going to be the guy pulling outside. He's going to get on the defensive end, and he wheels and seals them back inside. That's a good job. That's a hard block for a guard.
Yeah, it is.
They get their momentum going, for them to turn their feet and spin back the inside and get that seal off of Mark Gorolewski. That's a good job.
Hey, that's a good draw too, because that's something that a lot of people wouldn't see. They wouldn't think that that was all that efficient, yet it really was. Second and short. Brooks, look at him dart inside for a first down. He has got quick feet, doesn't he?
Yes, quick. I think he's going to be, we were talking a little bit, where do we think, you know, if he has a chance someday to keep playing? I believe he does. I think he's going to be a Mid-American Conference player, at the very least a D2 player. Wouldn't mind to see him go to my alma mater in Grand Valley. But Derek Brooks shows quick feet, good vision, and we haven't really seen his hands yet because they haven't thrown the ball to him out of the backfield. But talking to Coach Mack, he thinks he's a complete back.
I agree.
He thinks he's the best back in the state, as we talked about in our open. I know there's some people from East Grand Rapids might argue a little bit that, and if you want to see who they feel the best back in the state, you keep watching Fox Sports Net, and you're going to get a chance because East Grand Rapids will be playing later today.
Saw a pretty good back yesterday in Darryl Graham. Brooks 9 carries, 50 yards. The lone setback on a first down. And a flag on the play. Seen more penalties than I thought we would.
Good ball foul. Delay game by the offense. First down.
I think Dave Thomas has that clock going in his head, but right now it's at Central Standard Time. We got to get it speeding up. That's a couple delay of games. You don't expect that from Dave. This is one of the smartest quarterbacks that you're going to see play. Not only is he athletic, but he has a good feel for the game. And those mistakes really can set you back, as it did that time. So Dave Thomas does have to take a little bit, manage his offense a little bit better.
1st and 15 now. Brooks close back to the original line of scrimmage. Brooks is talking like he's going to go to an Ivy League school, Rob. He's very smart. 3.7 GPA. That way he could go to an Ivy school, maybe play some football, and still earn a really solid education to go on and do what he wants to do.
He's an intelligent man. When I came out of high school, the only Ivy school I was going to go to was a gardening school because I didn't have the
and they kicked you out, didn't they?
I could have multiplied mine by 2 and get a 3.7. The answer probably been wrong anyway.
Tough to get that rejection letter, wasn't it? Picked off! Skeltis to the house! Just shy on the doorstep. Tony Skeltis has made 2 monumental plays for the Eagles.
Well, they're going to try to throw the little hitch route outside. Skeltis sits on it, playing the zone, playing the quarter. He gets underneath it. If not for a gigantic effort. Look at that. Dave Thomas takes a bad angle. Look at that. Steps right in front. The receiver falls down a little bit going for the ball. The rest is Skeltis. Excellent speed. Thomas has the angle. He loses the angle. Makes a last-ditch effort. He's able to pull him down. And
I thought he was in. A 64-yard punt return.
It was close.
Interception return to get him on the doorstep. And he will split wide to the right. Quarterback sneak. And for the first time today, the Eagles have flown on top. Thank that young man right there. His brother was Conference Player of the Year during the season. He has been the player of the game so far today.
We talked about Tony Skeltis in the open. I mean, Nick Skeltis in the open, but it's been Tony Skeltis so far here this afternoon. Shep, 2 huge plays to set up Eisenhower scoring. What a job, you know. That you talk about the brothers, they went through the DiGiorgios, and one year was John, the next year was Joe. Actually, it was one play was John, the next play was Joe, and you've seen the same thing here this afternoon with the Skeltis boys.
A fumbled snap. They'll try and make something happen, but they won't get it done. But the Eagles feel like they have the momentum because of that man, Tony Skeltis. 13 sets of brothers for the Eagles over the last 4 appearances. Oh, brother, did Tony make a play? Eagles on top now, courtesy of Tony Skeltis. 4th interception of the year. And something to cheer about. Ike trailing 7-0 early on, have boasted the last 13 points.
That extra point could come back to haunt them, though. It was just a mishandled snap, unable to convert it. 6-point lead, very precarious 6-point lead, because you've seen what Catholic Central can do. Last time they started running the ball a little bit, and they petered out a little bit at the end, but the interception, you can't do that in the plus side of the 50, Shep. When you get down in there, you have to take advantage of the points. And one of the things we talked to Coach Mack about, you know, this week, one of the keys to the game was to, you know, make green when you're in the red. In other words, capitalize on that time. They got down inside the 40, 35-yard line, and they turned the ball over. Not only did they score, Eisenhower takes it for 7 the other way.
CC won't get rattled. They have 3 players on this squad. This is their 3rd state championship appearance. How about that kick, sending Hester deep into the end zone. Well, the Pontiac Challenge Cup is presented every Friday on the early edition of the Detroit Sports Report. It's a half hour devoted to the events and athletes involved in the new all-sports competition between Michigan and Michigan State. Detroit Sports Report Pontiac Challenge Cup edition, Fridays at 6:30, and only here on Fox Sports Net. Catch it again Saturday mornings at 10:30. 8:06 left to go in the 3rd. Catholic Central trailing now 13-7 after the interception. Return to the 1, and then the Petrie punch in. Thomas with a pitch to Brooks. Positive yardage, breakaway speed, look out, no one will catch Derek Brooks. How's that for an answer?
Well, you know what? You said newsflash, Derek Brooks, he's good. He just made you look like a genius. Let's watch the big fella's going to get out front right here. He's going to get a block, the kick-out block. Brooks breaks the shirt tail tackle. Now, this is just, I'm a little bit faster than you are, so I'm going to score here because you're not going to catch me. Excellent breakaway speed by Derek Brooks. Let's look at John Smart. Get ready for the conversion, big conversion, to put CC on top.
Scott Schwarzlus, 58 of 60 on the year. Conversions, 59 of 61. It has been a game of anything you can do, I can do better. Derek Brooks was bigger, faster, and better on this play. Derek Brooks sprinted 80 yards in 15 seconds on the first play of the CC drive. And just like that, momentum is back in favor of the Shamrocks. It's not a bad average. You'll take that, won't you, Rob?
That's a pretty good day's work for receiver, averaging 12 yards a catch, let alone running. You know, Matt, we saw the breakaway speed. There's a lot of other things Derek Brooks has. We talked about the vision. We talked about setting up blocks. He's also a tremendous leader. Talking to Coach Mack, he said this is a guy everyone else looks up to. He's been at this level long enough. He knows what it takes, and so far he's been able to implement that here this afternoon.
How about the leg on Jason Gingell to force Ike at the 20? Brooks complimenting his offensive line, Ryan Connor among them, and now Bob Lancey is hoping his offensive line can complement his offensive backfield and work their way down the field for an 80-yard drive. Split backfield behind Joel Petrie. He wants to throw. Pressure from the backside. Well, he did a good job just to get back to the line of scrimmage, didn't he?
Absolutely. There's nothing. Petrie has very good vision in the pocket, not necessarily down the field where to throw the ball, but where to run. He has a good feel. He has a good sense of stuff coming from the backside. I thought he was going to get collapsed from the backside, but he felt the pressure, was able to step up and not lose any yards, even pick up about a half a yard on the play. It looked like it was going to be about a 7 or 8 yard sack.
Second down and 10.
Nick Skelton's coming down to the bottom here, Shep, number 17. Been kind of quiet. You'd like to see him try to get the ball in his hand some more.
His brother's opposite him. They're looking. Pressure again, and Petrie goes down. Darnell Tyson came from behind to knock him down at about the 19.5.
CC's been relentless with the defensive front the entire afternoon. It's not always just 1, 2, 3. He's able to elude the first Andy Christensen, but you know what? Tyson's there, Horton's there. They just keep one wave after another, and that's what you want for your defensive front.
Yep, we've mentioned Kyle Smith more than once.
Yeah, he's got a great motor, and all these guys, great work ethic.
They keep bringing it. The Eagles will try and bring it. 50% on third down conversions. Plenty of time now. Smith flushes him from the pocket. jumping, throwing, downfield, got a man! Are you kidding me? Steve Hoover got behind the defensive back and made a huge catch to get deep into CC territory.
It was that Petrie or Flutie jumping up to throw the ball. Sometimes you got to be a football player. Sometimes you got to be an athlete. Sometimes you got to be both. Look at him jumping in the air. Petrie to put enough on the ball to get it to Hoover, who just sucks it in down the field.
How do you do that? I mean, what's the point of jumping there?
Look at this. I don't know, he gets a little more Oompa Loompa on the ball, but he got it down the field.
If it works for him, that's good enough for me, Rob.
They've been living by the big play, Utica Eisenhower.
48 of those 170 yards coming on that pass play right there. He needs a break, so he'll put it on the ground. Hoover loses 2.
It seems like whenever they have a big pass play, them being Eisenhower, Coach Lancey likes to come back with the inside run. But you know what? I think Catholic Central is kind of figuring that out now because they haven't had much success the last couple of times. I still like to see him spread the field and try to get some man-to-man, some one-on-one coverage with his best receiver, Nick Skeltis, although Tony Skeltis might have something to say about that today. Up here, you get a little bit of cushion now. He might play a little pitch and catch.
2nd and 12. Quick dart in. Skeltis, Tony Skeltis breaks the tackle and inside the 25.
Well, they played pitch and catch all right, but they didn't use Nick Skeltis. They went to the brother again. Tony Skeltis coming out of the slot. It's just going to run a little angle route. And you're going to get a look here at pretty well executed play. It's just going to be a little 3-step and throw. Talking to Coach Lancey, I said, what's your favorite pass play? He said, any 3-step drop. He says, we have numerous 3-step drop pass plays. We don't know. We just look at the coverage. And I said, well, which one's your favorite? He said, I don't have a favorite. I'm telling you, any 3-step drop.
That could become a favorite if it keeps working that way. Tony Skeltis, a 34-yard per catch day. 3rd and short. Another 3-step drop to his brother Nick for a first down.
Well, they came out with twins each way, and against a man free, and all they're going to do is run the double slant to the right side of the field. The first receiver inside clears through the zone. The second one comes outside.
Nick Skeltis, 34 catches, almost 600 yards, and 6 touchdowns during the regular season as a receiver. Can run it, return it, and a solid linebacker as well. 1st and 10. Hoover in motion. Petrie with a sprint out. Now tucking it inside. Nice move, breaking a tackle. Kid won't go down.
It's exciting. Well, he's jumping on the pass to throw it 50 yards, breaking 3 tackles on a scramble where no one's open. He's carrying his team right now. Tony Skeltis is getting a lot of the receptions and the yards, but this man right here is making it happen. Look at him looking down the field. His eyes are constantly focused down the field. Now when he decides to run it, he's looking for the white jerseys and trying to get as far away from him as he can.
And here we thought the offenses were struggling in the first half, Rob. Hoover, nothing.
How about some kudos to the defensive front of CC? You talk about Blake Kavanaugh, Jason Horn, Andy Christensen. There has not been much in the running game between the tackles today. Most of the yards they have on the ground have come from scrambles by Petrie.
Takes a lot out of a defensive line, too, when you're hammering them inside and then they're chasing that small quarterback all over the place, too, right? 2:29 to go in the 3rd, and Utica Eisenhower calls a timeout to talk things over. The Eagles looking for their 14th win of the year and their first state championship. See Bob Lancey talking to his ball club right there. Lancey says that Ike is the last public school to beat Catholic Central in the last couple of years. CC's lost some games.
Right, within the Catholic League.
But they've lost it within the Catholic League. This year, CC a loser to DePorce, who we saw yesterday capture their 12th state championship. Bob Lancey would be happy with just one. Good guy, boy.
Outstanding. He'll give you plenty of time on the phone, let you know everything you need to know about his club, and promotes his club very well.
Yeah, sure does. Promoted him well back in 2001 when his club was 12-1 heading into the finals. This is a game we talked about in the Open. Similar type game too, Rob.
Yeah, DeGiorgio dropping back, looking down the field. He finds Lance Long for the touch on a long play, and you think Ike has things in hand. But CC was able to come back. Big 3rd down and 2 from the 2, finding Ryan Robleski for the touch, and Coach Mack another championship and another heartbreak for Coach Lancey.
CC's 2nd in a row. 2nd time they accomplished that. Now they're seeking a 3rd straight. This is a 3rd down. Good fake by Petrie. Got plenty of time. All kinds of time. Makes a decision to loft it for the corner. Out of bounds.
Not a bad decision. Get rid of the ball. You're in field goal range. You have a good kicker in Brett Meldrum. Give him the opportunity to put 3 up on the board.
Meldrum has converted 10 field goals during the season.
That's outstanding for a high school.
Yeah.
Michigan doesn't always offer the best weather for kickers either.
It's a good point.
Today it's a balmy 68, I believe, in here.
28-yard field goal attempt here for Brett Meldrum. Keep in mind, last time they scored, they had that extra point on a muff snap. Manuel Romero, the snapper. Dan Riddock, the holder. Pretty kick. Ooh. We've had more points in the 3rd quarter combined than we had combined in the entire 1st half. What's been the difference, Rob?
Big plays, absolutely. The breakaway run by Derek Brooks, the long pass play to Tony Skeltis, the ability of teams to step up when the play is breaking down. Joel Petrie scrambling, jumping in the air, making a play. Derek Brooks has his shirt grab. He's able to break out of that play. Just kids stepping up their play, Matt, to make something happen in a big game. And we've seen a lot of that here this afternoon.
Well, Catholic Central is here for the 12th time. Bob Lancey and his club here for the 4th time. They've come up short before. He told his club, enjoy this moment, but play like champions. Otherwise, you'll regret it.
It's tremendous reward for our season, 13-0, and every time we've been to the Dome, we've played a great game. So we don't have anything to hold back. We're very proud of our performances here in the Dome. We're a championship team, and we're going to play like a champion today.
Yeah, I like that.
So do I.
I like the fact that every time we've been here, we played a great game. He's not pulling. He's not taking anything away from his opponent. He's just saying, you know what? We played great games, but we had teams that beat us on that day that played better, and that's very positive. It sends a positive message to your team.
Nothing to be ashamed of. They lead at 16-14. Brooks from inside his own 10. Up the middle. So Catholic Central with a chance to answer now. 16-14, Eagles in front after that 28-yard field goal. Just a couple of minutes left to go in this 3rd quarter. Catholic Central scored first on their first possession in the 1st half. Ike evened it up. We went to break, tied at 7, and it's been a seesaw 2nd half so far. First carry of the day for number 35, Nick Barrett. Barrett almost 300 yards rushing on the season. 6 feet, 204-pound junior. Joins Derek Brooks in the backfield, along with Darnell Tyson. This time it's Tyson. First down.
I know,
Steve
Matt.
Hoover in on the tackle.
Sorry, partner. I just think right now CC is kind of taking charge with the big people up front. They're really starting to block well. They're getting some push. They're getting a corner. They've gone to a different formation. You saw a lot of tight T, full T in the first half. Now they're winging Tyson. They're putting him off the tight end. They're doubling down with him. They're pulling around. They're getting a good seal on the corner, and they're getting their good speedy backs outside.
Catholic Central 123 rushing yards in the third quarter alone, but remember 80 came on Derek Brooks' sprint. Barrett again, bowling forward for one, maybe two.
Well, they're attacking the left side of the Eisenhower defense, running to their strength with Tyson on the wing. And that time it was a little bit of an option, Shep. And I like the toss. I think I'm going to get the ball in my best player's hand. That's Derek Brooks. Get Goebel out in front of him, toss Brooks the ball, let him use the blockers, set the play up, and then try to make something happen.
Second down and long for the Shamrocks. Ike's defense only gave up 14 points in the third quarter all season long. Yet CC has 7 points in this third quarter. Brooks dancing his way close to a first down. Should be the last play of this third quarter. 14 points combined in the first half. 16 points combined already in this third quarter alone. Just like it was in 2001. Tom Mack's Catholic Central Shamrocks and Bob Lancey's Utica Eisenhower Eagles. Looks like they will play to the final play. A tight one here at the Dome in Division I. The exciting fourth quarter comes your way next. Catholic Central down by 2 as we start the third. 1 for 3 on third downs. Barrett makes it 2 for 4. Well, it's the only nightly sports show devoted to your home teams, with highlights, analysis at the scene, interviews, and other in-depth coverage of the regional sports scene. It's the Detroit Sports Report. It's nightly at 10 o'clock or after the home team's games here on Fox Sports Net. First and 10 for CC. Brooks with some room. Feeling his way for about 5 or so. Brooks, along with Jason Gingell and Ryan Connor are playing in their third straight state championship game. That helps experience, doesn't it, Rob?
Absolutely. You're going to see that. You see on both sides of the football. That's why teams get as far as they do in the playoffs. You need talent, but you need kids that have been there in the playoff run, that when things get a little bit ugly, like Derek Brooks right here, a big senior leader, can take charge and put up some numbers like that.
He's anything but ugly. Tries it again. Good looking runner, Derek Brooks. Some gaudy numbers, weren't they? Rushing and on the return as well. He's got pretty good hands too out of the backfield. 10:40 now to go in the final quarter. Or what could be the final quarter. You never know.
Oh, 2-point lead. Kind of an odd number for an overtime, but right now you never know.
Barrett. Second effort got it.
Barrett initially stopped, Matt. You're right. Hoover came up in the corner position number 20 and met Barrett right at about the line of scrimmage. He was able to bounce off and pick up the yards. Right here, Barrett, he's going to get outside. Hoover meets him. Boom. Great job. Keeps the legs going pretty well, though, and is able to bounce off and pick up the necessary yardage. Moves his change, and CC controlling the clock and controlling field position right now.
That play, Rob, is called a wham. They just give it to the fullback. They've been running it for 28 years. Nothing cute about it. Something CC has made a staple as part of their offense. First and 10. There it is again. This time they tried to go inside, and Barrett was thrown back at the line of scrimmage.
Nick Barrett being called upon a little bit more here in the second half. Kind of quiet in the first half, using Derek Brooks as more of a decoy. You're seeing the play inside where they're going to hit the fullback, and Derek Brooks is going to run to the outside like he's going to run the toss. And they've tried to pull the outside linebackers a little bit to create a soft spot over the tackle.
Second down and long for Catholic Central. 10th play of the drive. Brooks bouncing outside with some room, stiff arming his way close to the 20. That could be another first down for Catholic Central.
Nice job at the point of attack. 83, Sean Griffin right here. He's going to block down. He's going to get a push. Tyson's going to come to the next level. He's going to get a push. Good block there. Right here, Barrett, he makes him pop it outside. But this is what Derek Brooks does so well, Matt. He'll take where the play is designed, get the defense pulled in there a little bit, and with that speed, pushes it to the outside. He's able to pick up good yards.
He's got good hips. I mean, he starts inside and kind of shifts to the outside a little bit, doesn't he?
Very shifty.
Kind of like you on the dance floor, huh? 1st and 10. Tyson.
First misdirection in a while by CC. They've been running pretty much power, a lot of leads. The wham play, as you point out, that was a little bit of a cross action in the backfield. And Tyson was the recipient, picks up 3 yards, but it keeps the defensive front honest.
Long drive sustained by the Shamrocks. Brooks again. Oh, good defense by the Eagles. They were waiting for that one. Charles Shor's the first one to get him.
Devinery also was in there to help with Shorts. Gets inside penetration. Beats the block of Chris Wolf and is able to get into the backfield. And anytime you face a great runner, if you can get him in the backfield before you can get running, you're ahead of the game.
Timeout Catholic Central with 7:47 to go in the 4th. An important 3rd and long, staring at the Shamrocks, who trail by 2. We'll be right back. All officials share these common interests: a love of kids and a love of sports. If you enjoy working with kids and love sports, then becoming a registered high school game official is a great way to get involved. For more information, visit MHSAA.com. Utica Eisenhower getting close, smelling possibly their first state championship, but Dave Thomas and the Catholic Central offense still has something to say about that. Plenty of time left in this one, folks. 7:47 to go in the Division I title tilt. 3rd down and long for Thomas. The draw. Brooks has some room. Couldn't get outside fast enough, and the Eagles stop him. CC had been 2 of 2 on that 3rd down on that drive.
Well, this has been the Tony Skeltis show, but Nick Skeltis, number 17, is going to come from the right side. He's able to shed the block, make the play. He doesn't let himself be contained. We're going to look here, maybe freeze it on the get-go. He's right here. Now he's going to get rid of the blocker. That's Barrett right here, 35, and nice job getting off, shedding the blocker. That's going to be a big play if he gets blocked.
Jason Gingell with plenty of leg for a 37-yard attempt. It's up and good. A good-looking kicker. Now, you talk about offense, defense, special teams. These two teams have it all. Tom Mack said, only your best is good enough this year. His club is doing a pretty good job of that so far with a 1-point lead. A shade under 7 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, Rob. We have seen this before. Catholic Central and Eisenhower battling it out.
A little bit reversed this time, though. It's going to be up to Eisenhower to take the lead late, possibly, where CC now has the lead. Here's that field goal attempt, and Coach Mack. Football ages you. Although Tom Mack might be the ageless wonder himself. It stresses you out. Every play, as a head coach, you're holding your breath and just hoping things turn out well. So far, they've turned out pretty good for CC, Shep.
Impressive drive, chewing up a lot of clock on a short field. This Jason Gingell can kick anywhere next year. He has got a heck of a leg. Look at that. Every one of his kickoffs, Rob, have gone into the end zone. His kick before the half, even though it would have been over 60 yards, probably would have been good from at least 55, maybe 57. And he hit that 37-yarder like it was a chip shot.
Two outstanding kickers here this afternoon, and it's important for both teams right now because this may come down to a field goal attempt.
You're right.
CC with a 1-point lead. Eisenhower really hasn't moved the ball well today. They've had some big plays in order to create some points, but they haven't had a real steady drive throughout the afternoon.
Petrie again to the air, setting up the screen. He's got it, a tight end screen too, with plenty of room to roam. Second time he's hooked up with Mark Gorolewski.
It's the same play that they hook up with Gorolewski. It's a tight end delay route. He's going to send the flanker and the split on the right are going to clear. Tight end just releases Smith, the defensive end, goes into the flat. It's been a successful play a couple of times. It's really not as much of a screen as a delay because there's no offensive lineman that are pulling to get out in front of him. But he does invite Smith, the defensive end. So in that sense, it is a screen.
Plus 12 there. It's coming, pick it up, and an incompletion.
Hoover had better thoughts of going into the dead zone there for that one. That ball was thrown down at his feet. This is just a quick slant. This ball is underthrown. Hoover just kind of says, you know what, I would live to fight another day.
Let's look at 2nd and 10, shall we?
This is just high school, he says. I'm not going to go in there.
Keep in mind, Ike has done this without Derek Chris, the guy who had over 600 yards rushing, 300 yards receiving, and 300 yards returning. Again, Petrie. Hoover can't lasso that one.
That's a type of play where they're going to spread 4 receivers, and I swear, you know, I didn't talk to Coach Lancey, but I think it's almost automatic between the quarterback and the receivers. It's going to be a 3-step drop. Whoever has the biggest cushion, whether it's the inside slot or the outside with the corner, whoever has the biggest cushion, it's just going to be a little quick 2-step slant to.
Petrie almost 200 yards through the air, staring at an all-important 3rd and 10. Success going up top. Tough throw across his body. Does so, trying to squeeze it in there, picked off. Bukowski with the interception. Scored the game's first touchdown, and now gets the Shamrocks interception.
Well, Petrie's going to make a mistake. He's going to try to force the ball into Nick Skeltis and a broken play type of situation. He wanted Skeltis to scramble back the inside. And what Petrie sees, he's going to come out this way. And what he's going to see is Nick Skeltis is going to come into your picture right here. Amble's on the cover. Amble commits to come up. Skeltis goes back the inside. The problem with having your receiver break back to the inside, that's where the pursuit from the linebacker is coming. Bukowski is coming from his backer spot. As Skeltis goes in, Bukowski's coming out. Interception, Shamrocks.
Tom Mack says he's as good a linebacker as we've had at this school for a long time. Only a junior, and he thinks he's going to get better. A lot in the mold of a guy like David Lusky, who started for 4 years at Eastern Michigan. Dave Thomas on a rollout. This is a keeper. We got a penalty on the play. This is a keeper of a play inside the 10. Put that one on the highlight reel. If it stays that way, it could be a hold against CC.
I think that's going to be like a 12-inch walleye. You got to throw her back, Shep. That's a penalty. That's going to come back. A nice effort. All for naught for Dave Thomas on an excellent scramble on a quarterback keep. I think they're going to get Mr. Barrett, possibly number 35, outside for a hold as he cuts it back inside. When a jersey comes down, there's a good chance you're going to get called.
Holding by the offense during the running play. That's a spot foul, 10 yards from the spot, still first down.
So that pushes him way back. 6:16 to go. Rob, you talked about it when they missed the extra point.
I'd like to credit, but actually it was you, partner, who was astute enough to pick out that that extra point could be a big problem later in the game. That in games like this that are so seesaw, so closely fought, 1 point can mean a lot.
Hate to see it decided like that. 1st and 20. Brooks following his big offensive lineman, pushing them forward, and he picks up about 7 or 8. Nice game.
Our producer Rob Aller wanted me to point out that there's a score final from Saginaw. Grand Valley, the national quarterfinals, has defeated Saginaw Valley 10-3, and it's of interest to a lot of the Eisenhower fans since John and Joe DiGiorgio both star right now at Saginaw Valley. A big win for my Lakers, a tough one for Saginaw, but remember, there's only one valley.
I'm starting to slide into that valley right now. 2nd and 13. Thomas wants to throw pressure. Tell you what, the Eagles are getting after him pretty good. That front four, couple linebackers are pinning their ears back and getting to Dave Thomas.
Andrew Pendy, this is like getting pressure and getting so close. Watch 42 is going to get on the heels after he beats the block. Chasing. Oh, he just can't get him. Gets a little hand on him, but he helps Shorts trip him up and make the play. But excellent effort by Pendy. Dave Thomas, once again, trying to make something out of nothing. He's really managed his team pretty well, but now he's going to be called upon not only to manage his team, but make a play.
3rd and 11 for Catholic Central, who clings to the slimmest of margins. Flag on the play.
Dead ball.
Delay a game, sure.
On the offense. Still 3rd down.
In fairness to each team's quarterback in this tournament, there is no clock on the field that allows them to see how much time has expired as they walk to the line of scrimmage.
That's something they're used to. I mean, they got to have that clock during the high school season. They look at officials. Usually the back judge will start giving them a little count with the hand at 5, 4, etc. Just a lot of pressure.
3rd and 16. No pressure on Thomas now. He'll tuck it and run. Breaks a tackle. Gets a huge block. And lunges inside the 25. Now this is an interesting decision right here, Rob.
Yeah, it is. You got the kicker, though. If you can make a field goal here, we're going to see John Morasso, the left guard. He's going to pull out and watch what he can do. We're going to right here, staying on, right here, stay on, just enough to allow Thomas to get back underneath to make something happen. The linemen don't give enough credit. I try to give the big fellas props, but I really like Morasso's footwork. I think he's going to have a chance to play. He's got great feet athleticism. Thomas wants to throw. He lets the play develop as long as he can, but pretty soon the quarterback has to make the decision. Do I try to throw it down, or do I just take what's there? I'm looking for the kick. Do you think so?
I would think so. Jason Gingell has proven he has the leg, and Tom Mack, talking to us during the week, says he has all of the confidence in the world in his kicker. And the 1-for-2 field goal is a little deceiving there, folks, considering the one attempt was from over 60 yards.
Only your basic 64-yarder. I mean, come on, that's going to be, what would that be, an NFL record, I believe. 63 is the record.
Break the Jason Elam held record. Yep.
If they can make a field goal, it's huge, because that'll put them up 4 points, which will make it a touchdown type of situation for the Eagles.
There's the kicker for Eisenhower.
So he's a kicker because these right there, they're not really big. His arms are a little bit on the thin side, but as long as those legs are strong,
yeah, you got it.
The coach is happy.
This will be a 41-yard attempt for Jason Gingell.
It's all about accuracy for Jason right now. He's got plenty of leg.
Big kick for the senior. Mike might have jumped off sides.
I know, a little bit of motion also by Nick Barrett, but it depends which the side judge on the far side.
Dead ball foul, encroachment, defense, first down.
That's a tough one.
That was planned.
It
was
went to
the sideline, and they wanted to draw him off, and if they didn't, they could still kick it.
You know what? They got a little taste of their own medicine. If you remember earlier in the game, they did the same thing to Catholic Central, drawing them off in a short down situation. And there wasn't one.
No, you're right.
There was 2 or 3 people in the front.
How about that?
And that's clock time, too. Even if they don't score, if they end up kicking a field goal, it's going to eat the clock.
Exactly. Just a shade under 4 minutes. Tyson breaking a tackle and picking up at least 5.
Yeah, Tyson ain't chicken there. He stuck it up in there strong. Good job. It's been a Derek Brooks show so far this afternoon, but Tyson's contributing when called upon.
Tyson 6 carries now for 25 yards. Shamrocks coming at you in waves with Tyson, Pakowski, Brooks, Barrett. This is Brooks springing to the outside, drilled at the 11-yard line and pushed back to the 12.
Number 23, Derek Brooks, the ball carrier.
Tight end Sean Griffin has not caught a pass today, the reserve tight end. But he's been doing an outstanding job at the point of attack, coming in with his blocking, sealing the end, getting to the next level on each play. When you have a third tight end come like that, you create a lot of headaches for the opposing coach. As Bob Lancey looks on right now, a little bit helpless. As the clock's running down and CC's moving in.
3rd and 2 from the 11. Barrett. Another second effort might have gotten him another first down. They got it. Now it'll be 1st and goal, Rob.
I think Eisenhower's going to be forced, Matt, to start using their timeouts in this series. They're 2:22 and running, and have to save as much time as they can and try to hold CC to a field goal.
Barrett again, plunging inside the 5. Might depend on how quickly CC scores. The good thing for Ike is they can throw the football. They may be down, but at least they have the opportunity to go up top and score quickly.
Yeah, they have the quick strike capability with the passing game. Petrie's proven he can scramble and buy time. When you can do that, a lot of times you get guys open in the secondary. Guarantee Bob Lancey is thinking right now not only about his defense, but what he plans to do offensively when he gets the ball back.
Precious seconds ticking off. Ike down by 1. CC looking for more. Brooks pushing his way. Just shy. Are you surprised the Eagles are not calling timeout here?
Well, no, because he's going to need the 2 timeouts offensively. They're going to use one here, Matt, because on 1st down, if you stop it, you're going to be able to stop it after 2nd down. But now, if he can stop him here on 3rd, he can use the other one. And he's going to leave him with over a minute remaining. I think Bob Lancey was hoping for a little bit better defensive stop there. Use these 2 timeouts, force the field goal attempt. Now, it really hurts him because the clock has run down, as you pointed out, to minute 14.
Lancey says they do have the ability to come back, even though they were 13-0 during the year. They were down last week to Granville, 17-14 in the 4th, came back and scored on 4 pass plays. And then Granville got to the 4-yard line, and Nick Skelters made a great tackle to preserve the win. They beat Chippewa Valley in the last minute on a 50-yard touchdown pass. And history made for Derek Brooks, the 2nd player ever to run for 2 100-yard-plus games in the finals. 172 today. Boy, can he play. Great job by his offensive line, too. 3rd and goal. Barrett, 6 more.
Well, that's a big touchdown. There's going to be a huge conversion coming up here. This will give him an 8-point lead in that. I wonder if this makes it 7 right here. I would go for 2 in this situation to put the game out of reach. Or the other thought is if we kick it, make it 8. Now you have to score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. There's 2 thoughts, and he's going to kick it and make it an 8-point lead. That's all Barrett, just using power, and Tom Mack, as earlier. I don't know as much happy as is he relieved in that situation, but his team was able to punch it in and eat the clock, and he knows right now he's in the catbird seat.
Now, an 8-point bulge for Catholic Central. Bob Lancey will ask his offense in just 1:09 to get the equalizer and then cash in for a 2-point play.
It's a lot to ask. He has some weapons with Nick and Tony Skeltis, a quarterback in Joel Petrie that can really make things happen. He's able to buy time. You have Hoover, who's made a nice long catch earlier in the game.
It's a good shot at Derek Brooks, who might be the best tailback at CC since Aaron Roberts.
Former Michigan State Spartan.
Now Petrie needs to stay focused and be efficient. Find his receivers, tell them to get out of bounds when they can, and move those chains.
Right, and this is what's going to hurt Eisenhower, though. Their offense is really predicated on the short, the 3-step passing game, a lot of 3- and 5-yard passes. They're going to have to try to throw down the field a little bit more, past 10 yards, so if you do get a completion, they'll stop the clock to move the change. That means CC can back up a little bit, allow you to catch underneath. So I like to see him attack the middle of the field. In high school, when they're going to stop the clock, if you get a first down, you need to use the middle of the field, stretch them, run some crossing routes, some post routes. And this is a weapon right now CC has yet. There's not going to be a return unless something stranger than it's been all day.
So they'll have to go 80 yards.
He almost made that. That went right underneath the crossbar.
He's got one of the more impressive legs we've seen in finals history the last 5-6 years.
All right, now Petrie, you need to really pay attention. You need to take charge in the huddle. You need to sit down with all your offensive and say, here's the deal now. You guys run after every play. You run to the line. Receivers, you got to run back in case we don't get the 10 yards. We're going to spike the ball. You have to have a game plan, 2-3 plays called in this situation. Also, the 2-minute drill where Petrie can call the offense from the line of scrimmage without huddling up every time.
Joel Petrie's the kind of guy who loves this type of situation, believe it or not. 1:09 to go. They will spread them out wide. CC's got a dime package in, and Petrie's got to go up top. Great catch, Nick Skeltis.
Need to hurry up, get the offensive line up to the line of scrimmage. If you can get a play called without spiking the ball, that's even better. The clock is stopped while they'll move the chains.
They should be lined up at the line of scrimmage as soon as the referee windmills the clock to continue. Right?
Yep.
They are. Look out from behind. Down he goes.
Use the timeout. You got one left. I would use a timeout in that situation, Matt.
Now you might as well go through with it. Second and 12. Joel Petrie. Quick dart in. Hoover.
Now you have to.
Yep. Just 23 seconds.
I think that situation on a sack where all the receivers have run so far down the field, they got to run all the way back. You're trying to get a play call. You're better off, you know what, it's your only timeout, but use it. Because if you don't use it, then it's not going to help you later on because the clock's going to run out on you.
That's a good point. 24-16. Catholic Central has found their groove offensively in the second half. They lost it in the second quarter. They jumped out to an early 7-0 lead on their opening drive. Eric Vukovsky with an 11-yard touchdown run. Justin Zimmerman counterpunched with a second quarter touchdown plunge. Petrie scored on a 1-yard dive. Eagles led it 13-7. An 80-yard touchdown sprint courtesy of Derek Brooks, who's made high school football history today. And CC and the Eagles have given us yet another classic, folks. Brooks, the second running back in the history of the state championships to run for 100 yards or more consecutive years in the state championship game. Third down and 4. Petrie needs it. Lofting has a man, but it's sealed up quickly in an interception by Alex Wojcik, and that will seal the deal.
Max Wojcik's going to be in the middle. He's going to come over from his safety position at the last minute. He just baited Petrie. He knew he had the speed to get there. Nice break on the ball. And that's when your corner is saying, thank you, thank you, thank you for being a good safety, coming over the top. I'll tell you what, that's the agony defeat for that young man.
Sure is.
He's battled, and once again, Ike has just come up a little bit short.
2001, they finished 13-1. Or 2000, I should say. And then in 2003, their first blemish comes in the state championship game. Tom Mack and CC. Their basic premise is this: what the mind can conceive, the body can achieve. And for the first time in school history, they achieved 3 straight state championship titles. Sometimes it's like a broken record. CC, a 9th state championship. Back to wrap it up from the Dome after this. Satisfying for Catholic Central yet again. 3rd straight state championship for the Shamrocks. The beat goes on for Tom Mack.
Well, if there was ever a dynasty in Michigan high school football, I think Tom Mack and the Shamrocks have one going right now. Decade of the 90s and the new millennium, the 2000. They just keep racking up state championship after state championship.
You saw a big hug for Derek Brooks, who had 20 carries, 172 yards, a touchdown, and to boot, he threw in 2 returns for 54 yards, give him a total of 226 yards today. And as happy as the Shamrocks are, the Eagles as disappointed. They wanted this so badly for Bob Lancey. They've lost their best tailback in Derek Chris early on, fought back, yet come up short by 8 for a 4th-time runner-up appearance.
Some of these seniors in Eisenhower, Matt, their 3rd trip to the Pontiac Silverdome. A lot of times they'll bring up freshmen and sophomores for these type of championship games, and to fall short once again, you have to feel for them. I feel for Coach Lancey too.
So do
I. At
the
same time, you have to feel so proud of the program that Coach Mack has put together and the effort of his kids here this afternoon. It's 2 quality programs. Once again, CC just a little bit more in the tank to get it done.
Our congratulations to the Eagles of Utica Eisenhower High School on an outstanding season. And now, Mr. Michaels will present the Division I Championship Trophy to the Shamrocks of Detroit Catholic Central High School. Accepting the championship trophy, Coach Tom Mack. Congratulations to the Shamrocks of Detroit Catholic Central High School, the 2003 Division I football champions.
So how dominating have the Shamrocks been? They've won 3 straight, 5 of 7, and 6 of the last 9. Another classic here at the Dome. We were proud to bring it to you.
To Shamrock
fans and our entire Fox Sports Net crew. My name is Matt Shepard saying so long from the Silverdome with a final score in the Division I title game. Detroit Catholic Central 24, the Utica Eisenhower 16. You've been watching high school football on Fox Sports Net. We are your exclusive television home of the MHSAA championships, football and basketball. CC celebrates another heartbreaker for the Eagles, but one for the ages again. Enjoy the rest of the games on Fox Sports Net. Good night.